Welcome, Dr. Rod. So nice to have you here. Dr. Rod is
and the upper jaw is more forward. The tongue's closer to the back of the throat. So that can cause sleep apnea issues. If your jaw is too narrow, if there's too much crowding of the teeth, not enough room for the teeth. If there's not enough room for the teeth, there's not enough room for your tongue, right? So the tongue doesn't have a place to sit against the roof of the mouth if the jaw is too narrow and it falls back. If it starts vibrating against the back of the throat, that causes snoring, and that suction of the tongue falling back because there's not enough room can cause sleep apnea. So really poor malocclusion, poor dental, let's call it anatomy, can affect that. Now, some of these kids that I see between the ages of 5 to 12, we put them in expanders right away. Grow, expand that arch, make that palate higher, give more room for the tongue to sit. As I always say, when I talk to a parent about the kid, I say we're not just creating more room for the teeth to come in so we don't have to pull teeth. We're actually creating room so that the tongue can sit somewhere and correcting that overbite as much as possible so that we have a less chance that your son or your daughter snores or has sleep apnea. Because you mentioned weight, and a lot of patients losing weight helps them. But I myself, when I had my car accident, I was 160 pounds and I'm 6 feet tall. So you know, don't judge a book by its cover. It's my anatomy of my jaw. I didn't have expansion when I was a kid, so I have a very narrow jaw. And so the tongue doesn't have a place to sit. It likes to fall back. So definitely your dental condition can affect your sleep if it's not corrected through some sort of orthodontics.
I've seen some people biting on some sponge-like thing all the time, and they said it's been given to them by their dentist, and so that they can improve this jawbone. I don't know what that is, but what is that?
So that's called mewing. Mewing's taken off just as much as you have taken off in TikTok. It's become super popular. And unfortunately, I hope dentists are not giving it, but they have. I've heard some dentists have been recommending it. It's basically giving you some sort of almost like a contraction of the muscles. You could do it with chewing lots of gum, for example, but they have these rubber things that you put in your mouth and you kind of clench on it and chew on it several hundred times a day if you can, to make your masseter, your cheek muscles, stronger so you have a more defined jawline. But guess what that does? It causes TMJ and jaw problems, right? So we are already stressed, and if you clench and grind your teeth already, and you're making these muscles that allow you to clench and grind your teeth even stronger, you're gonna be breaking teeth and coming in for crowns and chipped teeth with fillings and whatnot, and jaw pain. And I've seen jaw pain as early as young as 16, 17 years old, because they're mewing, trying to get that jawline, and then all of a sudden, with stress and anxiety and all the other things, the jaw starts developing what we call TMD, temporomandibular disorder. So stay away from doing any sort of extra work on your jaw.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, and don't mind me being like vague about them, but what is the biggest myth about sleep hygiene that you know?
So sleep hygiene is associated with, for example, don't drink coffee 8 hours before bedtime.
That's what I do.
Taurine is even worse than caffeine for your heart. But try not to be on your phone or your electronics before you go to bed. I know we're all guilty of it. I'm there watching your TikTok videos until I go to bed, you know, or my own videos, right? To see how they're doing. And so you know, it's really tough to be able to get off our phone, our electronics. The blue light, if you can eliminate that improves sleep hygiene. Dr. Huberman and some of these guys have done some research talking about how getting sunlight in your eyes in the morning. Direct sunlight is obviously bad for your eyes, but in the morning it's a perfect angle. It helps increase your natural melatonin levels when it gets to nighttime, so you can fall asleep naturally.
It's a part of yoga, and I've been doing that. But
yeah, it's part of a great sleep hygiene program, and also going to bed at the right time consistently. You know, it's a myth. Oh, I could go to bed at 12:30 and still get good sleep. No, you're still going to be up at 6 a.m. handling your kids, kind of trying to get ready for work. So it's really a good idea to. It's a myth that you can fall asleep later and get still good enough sleep. Try to get to sleep at the proper, consistent time. Most people get to sleep between 9 to 11 o'clock. That's a pretty good time to get your full 7 to 8 hours.
What is breathing and sleep? How are they connected? Give us a little bit easy to understand language for my listeners.
So, breathing is the key to everything when it comes to yoga and meditation. Concentrate and focus on your inhalation and exhalation, as you and I have spoken about. Breathing is huge, and lack of oxygen, meaning when you're not breathing enough air going in, whether you're a mouth breather or in general you have sleep apnea, meaning that there's some sort of obstruction of oxygen or breathing, increases your heart in a stressful environment to pump oxygenated blood to your brain. So there's a cardiovascular or overworking of your heart. That's why it's related to high blood pressure and heart attack and stroke. And you get into this stressful environment, which increases your stress hormones, which has a powerful impact on anxiety, on cancer risks going up, and decreased life expectancy. Without breath, without the proper amount of breath. And these home sleep studies do measure that, by the way. They have a pulse oximeter to see what your oxygen saturation really is. Does it dip below 90%? Are you really suffocating? So really, breath is so important. It's the number one thing that gets kind of analyzed or evaluated when someone is not sleeping well and yawning the next day, or is tired throughout the day, or has all these medical issues already, like high blood pressure, heart arrhythmias, maybe a history of stroke or cancer. And so it's really important to be able to get the proper amount of oxygen in.
For example, me, I sleep on my stomach a lot of the times, and I went to my chiropractor and he was like, don't sleep on the stomach, sleep like as if you were in a dead body pose, like a corpse's pose. So what is the best position to sleep? What do you say?
So, it's been evaluated by gastrointestinal doctors and proper function of your digestive system to sleep on your left side. That is kind of like the best side to sleep on. The worst to sleep on is on your back because of the gravity pulling the jaw back, tongue back, hitting against that back of the throat, which increases your risks of.
So the chiropractor's wrong.
Yeah, chiropractor is not accurate by saying sleep on your back. Maybe
he actually said if you keep sleeping on your back, I'll have to put brace on your neck.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend. Maybe your spine could be all aligned if we're sleeping on our backs, or
snoring or sleep disturbance. Like when you wear these dental devices, the one that you make, this can mess up your dental alignment.
Two questions there. The dental breathing well. And the breathing well grinding, most of the time the lower front teeth are the one that's wearing down. The back teeth are not as worn down as the front teeth because you're moving your jaw forward, kind of like doing your own appliance, right? Bringing your jaw forward so the tongue can get away from the back of the throat. Now, if I stress you out a lot because of taxes and elections,
my mind was lost a little bit, but that really messed me up on enamel part. And I believe a lot of people probably should learn from at least my mistakes, and probably they made their own. But for sure, swishing water, I add a pinch of salt in water, lukewarm water. It's amazing, and I have exactly the same habit now, at least now. So thank you, Doc, for your time today. Any shameless plugs you have, or any final advice? You can please tell us the name of your dental clinic. You're in Thousand Oaks, which is about 45 minutes from LAX airport, north of LAX airport. What is the name of your dental office?
My office is in Thousand Oaks, California. It's 805 Dentistry, 805dentistry.com. You can find me on social media, YouTube, TikTok, all that. Just type in Dr. Rad or Dr. Dar Radfar, and you can DM me. I respond to the DMs myself through Instagram, through Facebook. I love to help. We could even set you up for a home sleep study through teledentistry or telemedicine. You don't have to necessarily come to the office. Then once you get the results, I know of sleep doctors and dentists all across the country that I can send you to so that you can get treated based on the severity of the sleep.
That would be great.
Yeah, sleep is super important. I have a passion for it. I almost died from the accident. And after seeing a few thousands of patients that I've treated and helped, I see the commonality, and most people are just letting it go. It's so easy now to do the tests at home. You don't have to go to a lab. If it's not with me, or find a sleep physician, Google it, or your primary care doctor, and they will guide you, hopefully, to be able to get a home sleep test.
Thank you, Doc. And how much is the home sleep test approximately?
Yeah, the home sleep studies, again, are covered by medical insurance, but if you have a really bad deductible, absolutely, like no coverage, they typically charge $245 for a 2-night sleep study. And that's interpreted and scored by a board-certified sleep physician from this country, meaning it's valid to be able to get approval for a CPAP machine or an oral appliance, because now we have a sleep study on hand that has diagnosed you with a sleep physician saying that you have mild, moderate, or severe sleep apnea.
Do you have a website that people can actually go to look up for this sleep study to begin with, and later on maybe you have a reference system in case somebody's living in Cincinnati or Ohio or somewhere else, you can direct them to a particular dentist, because it's obviously impossible for them to come to California.
With respect to that, going on my office website, 805dentistry.com, and going in the chat section and sending me a message is the best way.
Dentistry.com.
The number 805dentistry.com.
Okay, 805dentistry.com. Great.
Correct. Yeah, we're in the 805 here, the area code. So my phone number is 805-DENTIST. When you type that in, you reach my office. So you got lucky with that phone number. So if you can contact me through my office, again, through social media is probably also the other way. Just look up Dr. Rad or Dr. Dar Radfar, Radfar. You'll see me everywhere.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad that you were able to spend time with us, and